If you, as you sign in, let us know where you are from, where you're watching from, and just say hi. And particularly if you're watching this live, please hashtag live for us. And if you are watching this on replay, please just hashtag replay so that I can see where and when you signed in. So today, hi Lori, Yuta, awesome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to kick off today. I'm hoping that you have that you've seen the first sessions, that you've followed from day one. If not, please go and watch the replays. And if you are not receiving the replays on email, please let me know. My inbox is open on Facebook. My email is open. I will share it at some stage with you on the chat. So please just let me know if you are having any difficulties watching the replays. And doing the homework, I really encourage you to go onto the Facebook group and post your homework. There's so much value in sharing with people what you would like to, what you see your future to be, what steps you're going to be taking. So go ahead and share. It's a safe community. That is what it is created for. So without further ado, before I as promised, let us go through some practical steps in terms of and things that you can use and that you can implement into your lives immediately to allow yourself to go forward, to give yourself permission to thrive, and to really start getting truly excited about what your future looks like, and particularly connecting with yourself, because that is the biggest step of them all. You are not planning someone else's future. You are not directing someone else's movie. You are directing your movie where you are the main character. And I encourage you to, if not most of them, to at least start somewhere. Make a start immediately to do something towards getting yourself unstuck and getting yourself to move forward. The first thing that really helps is connecting with yourself, practicing self-care and self-love, figuring out who you truly are. If you asked me a couple of years ago, Suzette, who are you? This would have been my answer. I'm Suzette. Okay, that's easy. We all know that. I like the colors purple and red. Those are my favorite colors. I could tell you that I was analytical. I could tell you that I'm multidimensional, kind of a jack of all trades. At that point, I felt like I was master of none. My answer to you would have been extremely superficial. It would have been high level. Because at that point in my life, I honestly did not know who I was. I could have told you what my morals were based on society expectations, mostly. But if you pushed me further to say, what do you think of yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How happy are you? If you started really digging deeper into who are you, Suzette, what makes you tick, I would not have been able to tell you. And the reality is, at that point in time, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that about me. I was so running around on a rat race, caught up in the corporate world, trying to make money, trying to survive, trying to raise my kids, trying to keep it all together, pretending that everything was okay. That I don't even want to think about who am I and what are my true needs and desires and what do I want my future to look like and where do I want to be and who do I want to serve. And so extremely important that we truly sit still and we start asking ourselves these questions. And I'm going to repeat all these questions again. What do you think of yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How happy are you truly? You, not your kids, not your family, not your boss, you. What do you value most in your life right now? And what do you actually value most in your life, perhaps in your future? What are the 3 things that you believe are keeping you stuck from moving forward if you are not entirely 100% happy? How stressed are you at this point in your life? How do you feel in terms of your relationships? How connected do you feel to the people around you and to yourself? How do you feel about your job, your career, this place where you spend minimum, probably more, 8 hours a day? What 3 things would you change in your life in the next 3 to 6 months? And why? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you ask yourself that question? Do you even think about it? And by the way, without limitations, what is that when you have that golden wand? Where do you see yourself? You can never rise above the opinion of yourself. You can never rise above the opinion of yourself. Think about that and let it sink in. So let us talk about practical things that you can do to move forward. First of all, whatever situation you are in, ask for help. You are not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. There are people sitting on the sidelines waiting for you to say, hey, how can I help you? You have the power within yourself to do anything that you put your mind to it. Trust it and believe. Believe in yourself. If any of these answers to these questions are kind of negative, or it makes you feel uneasy, or it makes you feel sad, or it triggers something, then that is what you need to spend time on. Figure out what is going on for me and know that the answers are inside of you, but you've got to give yourself permission to find them. You've got to give yourself permission. You've got to allow yourself the time and the space to find them. Become aware of your thinking. Our thinking is way more negative than we think. Literally, as reverting back to one of the previous sessions, when you look at how our subconscious mind works and all the thoughts that comes into our subconscious mind, become aware what they are. Just become aware of them. You don't have to do anything with them at that point in time. Become aware of them, write them down, acknowledge them. And throughout this process, ladies, be kind to yourselves. If you are at this point in time of your life not your best friend, if you're not your best friend, let me just let Viola in. Oh my gosh, just a sec. Holly. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Viola. Yeah, it's such an amazing evening last night. I have to share that. Anyways, so just repeating again, if you are at this point in your life not your best friend, you need to become it. You need to do whatever it takes. You need to do whatever it takes to sorry, I just want to change these screens and I'm not exactly sure how to do that. But anyway, you need to do whatever it takes for you to become your best friend. And what does that mean to you? It means you've got to love yourself, you've got to support you, you've got to listen to yourself. You have to be there for you, like you would be there for your single best friend. Remember, there is only one person that is going to be with you for your whole lifetime. And that is you. From the moment you open your eyes until the moment you close your eyes, you are going to be there for you. So why would you not make yourself the single most important person in your life? And then dare to dream. Hi, Hydra. How are you? I'm so grateful you joined. It's great to see you here. Do drop in the chat where you guys are from. So give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to thrive and to become this amazing woman that you know you can become, that you dream of. It's not for everybody. It's not just for everybody else. I know I used to sit there and think, oh, wow, okay. You know, so many people, so many great lives. I mean, Mel Robbins is my idol. Like, I want to be like her. No, you actually don't want to be like her. You want to be like you, but the best version of you. We are unique. We are different. We are special. We all have our own unique and amazing gifts and abilities. So more practical tips about what to do and how to do life is slow down. Slow down. If someone told me a number of years ago, Suzette, you've got to slow down in order to speed up, I would have said, are you crazy? I have no time to slow down. There is just no time. I promise you, when you slow down, when you take the time to spend time with yourself and be with yourself and slow it down, you will be amazed. You'll be amazed. Because what happens when you slow down is your mind slows down, right? If you're going to go and sit and just be with you, your mind is going to slow down. When your mind slows down, you create space for clarity. You will be amazed at what you can come up with. Different ideas, different plans, different ways of doing things. Realizing that you're doing stuff that you probably should not be doing. You're busy with being busy. That's what happens when you slow down. The next step that you can take and the next thing that you can do is let go. And the same thing happens, by the way, when you choose to let go of things that doesn't serve you. You create freedom, you create peace, you create acceptance. You remove the noise in your head. So literally, truly go and sit down and figure out what is it that you can let go of. Today, you can do these things. You can start doing today. I'm not encouraging go all in and say, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this and that. Don't do that to yourself. Remember, the first thing that I said is be kind to yourself. Don't go and overcommit yourself. Just start baby steps. Ladies, we've got this thing called time that is human-made, that humans created. Humans created time. Humans created this thing where we have to rush. We've got to do this by then, that by then. Let it go. Let it go. Because when we put that responsibility and that pressure in terms of time on ourselves, like I've got to get this done, I've got to get it done in the next week, whatever. Overwhelm steps in. Then we don't want to take baby steps anymore. We want to take leaps. It's not always possible to take leaps. Sometimes, and most of the time, it is necessary to take baby steps and just one day at a time. If you are healing from something, one day at a time. If you are coming out of a bad relationship, a divorce, one day at a time. It's all it takes. You take one step. All you need to be focused on is what is the next step. When you start thinking about where you might want to end up and think about all these hundreds of steps that you need to take, overwhelm kicks in. And you know what's going to happen? You're not going to get out of the starting blocks. You're going to remain stuck where you are. And in a year's time from now, you're going to look back and you're going to remember this, hopefully, this masterclass. And you're going to think, why did I not just at least make a start? Because once you start any process, it rolls on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Practical tips is breathing techniques. There are a myriad of different ways of learning how to breathe properly. We do not breathe properly, and especially in our extremely stressful rat race kind of lives, we do not breathe properly. And what happens is it's a vicious cycle. It's a viciously negative cycle. It affects your mind, it affects your body. And it will keep you stuck, because what happens is the more stressed and anxious we become, the more we do this, we start contracting. And the shallower our breathing becomes, because you've got no space to breathe in. So your breathing becomes shallower, your stomach starts turning into knots, and vice versa. And you literally start doing this, and the more the shallower you breathe, the less space you have. If you do this one thing and you start incorporating breathing into your life, breathing techniques, breathe deeply, slowly, keep it in, fill up your lungs, fill up your stomach, fill up your body, and let it go slowly. You start creating space. And when you are where I was many years ago, in the beginning, it's hard. In the beginning, it's actually painful because your muscles have also now contracted. Everything is contracted. And by the way, when all of this happens, your organs are all impacted. Your organs are impacted. Your health is impacted. You're not getting enough oxygen to your cells, and you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. It's very logical when you think about it. We don't want to think about it, because then we realize, shoot, I've got to start doing something about it. And actually doing something about it is as simple as we need breath. Without breath, we just don't survive. But we do need to, let me just admit, oh, my beautiful sister. One of the most amazing people I know. Welcome to family in South Africa. So just to affirm, when you start breathing, you're creating space. You're creating space in your body. You're creating space in your mind. You're creating space. Your cells get oxygen. It is a beautiful thing that will start happening to you. And it's the beginning of an amazing cycle. So I encourage you to investigate breathing techniques. And if you want to know of breathing techniques, please make contact with me. Exercising goes without saying. It's so true for healthy body, healthy mind. It's also true, healthy mind, healthy body. By the way, it works both ways. Walking, spending time in nature. Incorporate a daily routine into your lives. And I am certainly not saying go full on, change your whole routine, change all your habits, and don't go there. Don't do that. But if you can start slowly incorporating good habits into your daily routine, and an extremely simple, beautiful thing to do is firstly in the morning, put a smile on your face. Ladies, if you start smiling first thing in the morning, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. And you will probably go around smiling to everybody and you'll change everybody's lives. Smile. Successful people's daily habit starts with read a book or gain knowledge, meditate, and exercise. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. If that's something you can incorporate into your lives, I will most certainly encourage it. But there is no one single recipe, and you've got to make it your own. Whatever you decide to do, whatever way you want to incorporate, whichever way you want to embrace this new future, make it your own. Make it your own. Always check in with who are you and what will work for me. The gurus will all say to you, go start your day at 5 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't work for me. I'm a night person. But I do take cognizance of how I start my day. And that is really, really important, is how do you start your day? Start journaling. The more time you spend with yourself and getting to know yourself and connecting with yourself, the more things will start coming up. Make a habit of keeping a journal. I know people who's got like journals all over. In fact, I've got one next to my bed. So that when I do wake up and I had a dream, I write down. Because dreams has meaning. And how often do we wake up, we remember snippets of a dream and then it goes. So have a journal with you. When you meditate, have a journal with you so that when those thoughts start coming up, you can write them down immediately. It also helps for worrying. When you've got concerns and worries, and I've got a mosquito flying around. When you've got worries, just write them down in your journal. Write them down and let them go. Affirmations is a fantastic thing to do in your life. And if you have a wonderful, amazing future that you are envisioning, then confirming them with affirmations. Affirmations are so powerful. What we do with affirmations is we repeat them to our subconscious mind. We keep repeating. Just think about how this works. How often have you seen in an environment where someone kind of starts feeling a little, he doesn't even feel sick. Someone comes to someone, to a guy, and he says, you look a little bit off. Are you sick? And the guy says, no, I don't feel sick. I'm okay. By the third time, when someone comes and tells that person, you look sick, they start believing it. They start believing it. And they start feeling sick. I mean, how often have you seen that? Because the more often your subconscious mind gets reminded of something, when things get repeated, the more it takes it on as a new belief. So if your subconscious mind hears things often enough, it will start taking it on as a new belief, and it will start bringing things into your life to make that your new truth. And things will start happening. And I have to say to you, affirmations are critical, especially when you think about it, works in a different way as well. So when you constantly think, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I cannot afford it, I cannot afford it, I cannot afford it, I cannot afford it. The negative thoughts that you have is also taken on by your subconscious mind as your belief and as your new truth. And your subconscious mind will bring everything into your life to make sure that it confirms, because it's there to protect us. And that is why it's so crucial to become aware of your thinking. But your affirmations can change the negative beliefs. That is how we change the negative beliefs into positive beliefs. That is how we affect our lives. That is how we change our lives and our futures. I also have to say that the mistake that some people make in terms of affirmations is just repeating like a parrot. It doesn't work if you just repeat like a parrot and you don't believe it and you can't see it, you cannot feel it, you cannot touch it, you can't bring your senses into those affirmations. You have to be able to see yourself where you're at. Time management is a fantastic way, a practical thing. If you don't know how to manage time, find there's just so much knowledge on the internet that, I mean, a lot of my self-development I did. I had mentors and coaches, but I did a lot of reading and courses and webinars. I cannot tell you how much time and money I spent on self-development. But if you find that time management is an issue for you, go and do something about it. Find a way to make it work for you. Not going to go into detail today. Same with conflict resolution. If you are that person who avoids conflict and who really is not comfortable with handling conflict, educate yourself in terms of how to handle the conflict. Because by educating yourself, you will become more confident in terms of how to handle it. Conflict is part of our lives. There will always be conflict. I'm sorry to say that. I used to say, I want to go and live on an island and not have anyone around me to have conflict with. Well, I am living on an island, and I can tell you I still have conflict. Acceptance. Acceptance is, I cannot iterate enough how extremely acceptance is. Acceptance of everything, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of the people that you surround yourself with, that you engage with, acceptance of events and things that happens in you, acceptance of your environment. Acceptance does not mean you are giving up the fight. The reason why we resist acceptance, I believe, is because we think that when we accept whatever is going on, and particularly pertaining to environment and events, I understand that we cannot always change our environments. I can 100% resonate. But accepting where you are and what is happening for you is one of the very first steps to living an amazing life. It's one of the very first steps of giving yourself permission to start dreaming and start doing. No, it does not mean that you are giving up on the fight, but what it is providing you with is the space. The space to give you clarity, the space to slow things down, and to provide you with the different sets of glasses that you might want and need at that point in time to look at this thing from a different angle. It also gives you the space and the clarity to come up with different ways. Many ways to skin a cat. But while you are not accepting, you are resisting. And what resists persists. And while you are resisting, you are so focused on this problem, on this thing that you are dealing with, it is impossible to see the wood from the trees. It is impossible to see other ways. It's more than often impossible to see hope. We tend to get so focused and caught up in this thing, and we get so pulled in whatever it is that's going on for us. That we become triggered constantly with past experiences and past traumas, and that little hurt girl will be coming out more and more. If you're sitting with a little hurt little Suzette whose beliefs and stories started as, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, then that is what will get triggered. But when you start accepting where you are at, it falls away. It's like, and the way we accept things is we say, I accept that this is happening. I accept that I am exactly where I need to be right here, right now. I accept that this is my path. I acknowledge it. I thank it. It does not serve me anymore. And sit on it. And if you have emotions that comes through, allow it to come through you. You've got to go through this stuff in order to get out on the other side. Because if you don't, it just keeps bottling up, bottling up, bottling up. Don't allow it to get out. Somewhere along the line, it's going to explode, because you can't keep filling it up without releasing it. Acceptance gives us a space to release what we go through. The last tip I want to give you, and for me in my life, it has been profound, is trust in the process. Trust in the unknown. It is one of the hardest things to do. And more than often, depending on where you are at in your journey, it's only possible to do this when you've done all the other work, when you have connected with yourself, where you have gotten to know exactly who you are, who you want to be, and to whom. When you have a clear vision of where you want to be, when you can feel it and you can taste it and you can get excited about it, because you know where you want to be is 100% fully aligned to who you truly are, to your passions, your purpose, your values. Once you are able to trust in the unknown and trust in the process, that is when you start experiencing peace, tranquility. Not so much anxiety. Remove the stress, the pressures. Time starts becoming kind of irrelevant because you realize that time is man-made, and particularly the opinions of other people becomes less important, because you can confidently say that I am where I need to be. I'm doing exactly what I need to do. It's all aligned to me and my purpose. So the opinions of other people, and I'm not talking about the encouraging, uplifting, respectful, loving, caring opinions of others. I'm sure you know that I am referring to those people who do not understand what you're doing, to those people who are not supporting you, to those people who are negative and saying, no, you shouldn't be like this, you should be like that. But do remember that you are in charge of your life, your future. You are the director of your own movie. You are the main character of your movie. They are only, what do you call them? Other some actors. They are the main character in their movies. They're the directors of their movies. This is your movie. And you determine how your movie is going to end. And you determine the amount of romance that you're going to have in your movie, and how much, whatever you're going to drama and crime and whatever you're going to have in your movie. I am going to leave it at that. So as mentioned yesterday, and if you missed yesterday's session, please go and watch the replay. But as mentioned, I have to just be open and honest about this. I am going to tell you about what it's like joining my inner circle and working with me. I'm not a marketing person. I don't enjoy sales and marketing. This is not me. Okay, I need to be clear about this. But I invite you to come and work with me. I invite you to come and join my circle. I invite you to come and join my community. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about this. But before I start, I want you to imagine, if you could rediscover who you truly are and what your soul is calling you to do. If you could have overwhelming clarity of where you want to be, to whom, and with whom. If you want to reclaim your joy and be guided by your heart. If you want to discover your North Star, your true North Star, who you are, what is your purpose, what is your why, your reason for being here. If you want everything in your life to be in sync with who you are, your values, your beliefs, find your passions, find your purpose, and dare to dream. If you want to align your future goals to your values and your purpose. Become aware of your beliefs and challenge the ones that don't serve you, because we have them. We're just not entirely conscious about it. If you could imagine having direction in terms of your future, find your meaning, find your inner glows, reclaim your health and your vitality, because that is what happens when you reclaim your reconnection with yourself. When you find and align everything to your purpose and your passions and your North Star, your health and your vitality, it's a beautiful cycle. If you can imagine finding inner peace and tranquility and open yourself up to possibilities of living a life of abundance and prosperity, and one of the most important things is to show up confidently and authentically. In terms of yourself, you can better serve the world and the people around you. If you can imagine all of that, then I really do invite you to come and work with me. I do have an online program which is built on a model called I Am Transformation. It is a model that I created through my own transformation. And it's created in terms of what I shared with you right in the beginning on day one. Is finding your core values, finding your purpose, determining your priorities, becoming aware of your subconscious beliefs. It's a model that is a step-by-step process, and every step is built on the previous step. So figuring out exactly who you are, and then once you know who you are, to design your future of where you want to be, what do you want to be, who do you want to be, and to whom. And then we start challenging your beliefs and we replace them, and it's quite possible to replace your beliefs. You can only do that once you know what they are, by the way. And then to put goals in place, because what is the purpose of designing a beautiful life if we're not going to take action towards it? And then as a side note, by then we're also going to look at our habits, our daily habits, but hopefully by the time you reach that step, you would have already seen habits that don't serve your future. So that is the process that I will be taking you through, and just getting down to the nitty and gritty of what this actually means is I have got an 8-week online program called Permission to Thrive, and it's going to do exactly that for you. It is an online program. Thank you, Brittany. It is an online program, step by step, an online course based on the I Am transformational model. You will also receive weekly personal individual sessions with me, coaching with me, where I will guide you through this process, and I will be there in whichever way you need me to be, whether it be supportive, whether it be accountability partner. You're bound to have triggers and be triggered through this process. So that is what I'm going to be there for. You're also going to have, and by the way, you have lifetime access to this online program. You're also going to become part of our beautiful like-minded community of women on similar paths as you, to connect, to help, to guide, to support, and vice versa. And then additional to that, I'm also offering an introductory and additional session to the 8 sessions that we will be doing. I'll be doing with you, where we're going to get to know each other, and where I'm going to hear where you are at and help you to plan this journey that we're going to go on to. And I'm also going to give you a guide to how to meditate, and I'm going to provide you with a guided meditation. So that is all included in the package that I provide and the program that I provide. And Brittany was kind enough to share the link. I will also include the link on the Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook community, please join. And I will also include it in the emails that I will be sending out. You have a choice on whether this is going to be the first day of the rest of your life. We do a lot of investment into our outer appearances, into our outer make us feel better kind of external environment. I honestly don't believe that we spend enough time on our inner world. And the fact is, and I've experienced it and I've seen it, I've been there, I've done that. If you asked me 5 years ago, or told me 5 years ago, Suzette, go and invest in yourself, I would have said, hell, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. I can tell you today, if I had done it 5 years ago, where I would be today would be unimaginable. Unimaginable, because when you start doing your inner work and you figure out who you are, your dreams can become unlimited. Your future becomes unlimited. So additional to what I just spoke about, what is included in my program, I also have like a fast acting bonus. And again, I don't enjoy doing this, but because there is more. But if you do invest into this program before the 6th of September, like in the next 2 days, because this is going live today, I will also include individual Voxer support for 8 weeks. That is priceless, by the way, because for those 8 weeks, if you don't know Voxer is similar to a WhatsApp or any other communication app. It's just simple and easy, and I will be able to support you. I provide you with 2 15-minute weekly slots that I can talk you through whatever comes up. If you've got questions, if you get stuck, or whatever you need. So it is additional support to what I'm already providing you with. I'm also going to provide you with a guide, how to remove money blocks. I think it's a thing for women to have money blocks. Not going to go into the detail, but it is a thing, and it is something that we need to let go of. And I'm also going to give you a guided meditation on how to remove money blocks. And if you pay in full, because I've got 2 packages that I'm offering, you can either pay in full upfront for the 2 months, or you can split it in 2 monthly payments. All the information is available, by the way, on the link. Just click on the link, but again, I will share that with you. But if you pay in full before the 6th of September, which is in 2 days, then you will also receive continuous fortnightly individual coaching sessions for 4 months with me. Again, that is priceless, because what you would probably find during these 8 weeks and during this process, which is a step-by-step built process, that there will be things that will either trigger, or that there would be things that would come up in terms of what behaviors you've got, like people pleasing, or you're sitting with guilt and shame and stuff. And these additional sessions, this additional 4 months of sessions with me, we can work through those things. It is priceless. And then I'll also provide you with the how to journal guide, because journaling in terms of my, it's so beneficial. It really, really helps so much towards getting ahead. All the details is on the link, and I am going to stop here because I just don't like doing this. The prices are on the link. Please click through to the link. I want to encourage you to do this, and I would love for you to come and work with me. More importantly, if there is anything that stops you from taking this step and from working with me, of course, I've given you so much information that you can already use and go and use it and implement it. That's all I'm asking you, is take the information, watch the replays, and start implementing stuff. But if something prevents you, if you want to come and work with me, if you want to join my circle, and anything, money, time, whatever stops you, please, please, please come reach out to me, send me a message. Actually, I'm going to just drop my email address also on the link. No, that's not it. Sorry, this is it at IamLifeCoach.ca. So ladies, if you've got any questions, if you have any questions whatsoever, if you have any limitations in terms of joining me, if you have any, if there is anything, if you want all the replays, if you didn't receive the replays, send me an email. I will happily forward them to you. But I do appreciate your time, and I sincerely hope that you received something over these 5 days to help you move forward to this amazing life that you are destined to live, because you deserve it. We all deserve having amazing lives, having meaningful lives, having fulfilled lives, and living up to our maximum potential, whatever that is for you. So I am going to thank you and say, have a lovely rest of the weekend, and I look forward to connecting with you further. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I will see you on the other side.